So I don't know if you guys remember when I could barely fit through here. Well, I'm actually not moving these, it's just they're shifting as the snow's melting. That's amazing. It's really amazing. Like, I don't have to try anything. Look, I'm through. Woohoo! Yeah, this is gone insane. So we were at the point that basically all the snow was melted, and then we got snow last night. We're supposed to get 10 to 15 centimeters today. It's like April 14th. We're in Northern Ontario, so this is kind of normal. Northern Ontario does not know if it's winter or spring. You get like 8 winters. Also today, we have the big head honchos coming over. We have the president of Canadian Retail, the head of loss prevention, the head of produce, our DSO, so our district manager. There's 7 of them flying in today, so I will have to go with my wife to pick them up, because I'll have to bring them side by side and pick some up, because our truck can only hold so many. So we will we'll have fun with this. Yeah, okay, back to stalking. So the brass came. We had our district manager. We had president of the Canadian Retail. We had head of loss prevention. We had head of fuel. We don't sell fuel, but he was here. We had head of contract sales. And we had the head of the training department, because of Wilbert all here. And I put them to work. They stocked shelves the entire visit. Again, if I'm the only guy here stocking the entire store, it falls behind. So, yeah, they helped stock shelves for their 4 hours. It was great. So we woke up this morning with no water. So, this is like the 4th time we've had no water since being here. I think we only had one time in all of our time in PUV in our whole 3 years there that we didn't have water. So we're going to go for a walk over to the water pump station, well, our water pump house, and see what's going on. There is snow on the ground again, so there was a temperature drop. So the hope is that nothing's frozen, but I won't know until I go looking. I guess it's time to go. So we're just about there. I don't even want to go in here. I'm really kind of worried, to be honest. I hear things. Oh, it's nice and warm in here. Oh, my tank's empty though. So, here we go. Tank is so low that our pump is not picking it up. So why is my tank low? And I do think this here is my problem. Okay, so I'm going to turn you off for a minute. I got to read some stuff. Okay, well, my tiny little water hose, which is this little thing here, is dripping in again. So, yeah. We'll probably have water in like 2 days. So this guy was working, so I don't know what was going on over here, but nothing was pumping through over here. But it was on. I'm curious if that pump over there wasn't working. Because that's the only thing I can think of, is that our big pump from the lake wasn't working for one reason or another, be it that the power outage killed it, or there was some ice in the line, because that heat trace needs to be replaced, as does this heat trace. Both of them have a leak inside. So, I mean, even in theory, even just the fact that you had the power outage could have let something freeze if part of the heat trace wasn't working. No water's coming up on this one right now. So, and that guy's working. So yeah. in a couple hours I should have water again. I did flick a few breakers. That's about the majority of what I did while I was in here. That's for the outside light. Okay, I guess I'm leaving. Go let my wife know that things look like they should be okay at some point down the road. So we'll start, once we come over this blue line, we'll start being able to get water at the house. And then she will stop filling at that's at 1,000 gallons, but it stops filling right at this blue line, I believe. And the reason this is marked is because we were leaking out of this hole at one point because it went above. There was something wrong with the float. The float wasn't telling it was full. This is all just external dirt. It's not anything inside the tank. Once a year, I think you should do it more often, but it's hard to do with 1,000 gallons. But once a year that we do clean this out with Javex. But yeah, it's a hard thing to do because when you do the Javex clean on these tanks, when you do it with the tanks in the stores that have the tank that automatically fills in your store, what you're doing is you're taking the tank, you're pouring a thing of Javex in it, you're emptying the tank, you're letting it fill again, and then you're emptying it again. So there's a lot of waste, especially when you consider that those stores aren't just on water, like shipped in water, but they're also on shipped out sewage. We're on shipped out sewage as well. So 1,000 gallons is a lot to throw away, refill, throw away. And that's 2,000 gallons of water that you're just throwing away to clean the tanks. There has to be a better way to do it, but I don't know how it would be. Now the other question is, are these pumps going? And I won't know that till that water gets up higher. I mean, in theory, I could turn the top pump on, but the top pump needs to be primed, and the bottom pump does not. The bottom pump is what is currently on. If I open that, no water's coming through. Okay. Well, I guess that's it for now. Go back to the house and tell my wife that it is filling. Well, we solved it. I don't know if you guys remember, but about 2 months ago they rebuilt this entire pump room. Well, this entire pump house with all new equipment. This brand new pump is dead. I had to go to my backup pump. So now I gotta call them and be like, our pump's dead. We're gonna have to send another pump, and they're not gonna want to because these things are like $2,000 a pump. But hey, I don't know what you want. We're onto a backup pump already. So this happened last time one of these pumps died too. And I don't know if like water just leaked through the lines and there's a hole somewhere in the line and that's it. But this tank was completely empty. And now it's starting to fill up, but the pump was also dead. So something went on, and I wasn't here to see it, so I don't know, but I gotta go make a ticket, I guess. Okay, so we were gonna prime the pumps and see if that helps, because we still have no water now. The second pump stopped working. So we're back to 0 PSI in the system. So I've taken my clamps off, I'm sliding this hose off. Me and Aiden are gonna put some water in this hose. We're gonna put the hose back on, and we're gonna turn this pump on and see if it tries to suck. The inlet is underwater in the tank, so it should technically try, but the tank might not be full enough to do anything yet because of how much water needs to be in the lines. But we'll turn it on, see if it works. If it does, we'll turn it off again and let the tank fill up some more. Okay, see you soon. So after going to prime the lines and taking all the lines off, found out the the lines are primed, so the pumps are dead. So that means no water, and it means I'm pooping in a box with a bag and taking it to the dump. But our sewage actually works this time. Our sewage works and the water from the lake works. It's the pumps that send the water to the store and the houses that doesn't work this time. I can never win. It's one of the three is always broken lately. Yeah. I'm pretty good at what I can do. Yeah. Well, I guess we're going back to the store to make sure nothing's running, but I don't think it is now. Okay, so originally these guys were plugs, and these pumps just plugged in. These NuJet pumps are hardwired to the switch. I've had to open it up, cut some of the burnt wire off. The burnt wires are back over there, but cut some of the burnt wire off of this guy, which is just letting the pump know when to turn on. Cut some of the burnt wire off of this guy so that the pump will actually run. This one is for the upper pump. Same thing happened there. I had to cut some of the upper pump as well as the upper pump's float, which is right here. So these basically tell the pump when to turn off. I lowered them a little bit because there was a good deal of play here, so I let them go down a little deeper into the tank. Yeah. But for those of you wondering, I have water again. This guy is primed and ready to go. This guy is primed and ready to go. And well, we are pressurized, so everything is good. There's nothing sneaking out anywhere. I put these on rather tightly, probably too tightly if I'm being 100% honest, but we were losing pressure before I tightened them, so that I think there might have been a little bit of air sneaking out. If I was to turn these, I'd have water gush out as well, because it's working. Yeah, this guy is still going insane. He has not stopped in, well, all day he's been running, filtering water. So you have a actual physical filter here, and you have a giant UV light here, and you have two UVs behind, and all of these are working in unison to filter out your water. The computer system's running them and are up top. We are still completely bypassing the water softener. Yeah. So yeah, it's really, I don't know what else to say, just yeah. So yeah. I'm kind of curious, because the water softener went into the ground, and then I'm going to assume that it possibly, well, that's the pump that's pumping it through there, so it's not. So where the fuck did the softened water end up going? Because that's it going down, but I don't see it coming back up anywhere, unless that's just the, oh, you know what that's probably the wastewater. That's the wastewater from the softeners. Because the softener, and you can see just how gross the lines are. Okay. My heater's still running. I turned it down quite a bit since it's almost, well, it's above zero outside now, so yeah. And yeah, go back and see my wife and let her know I've fixed things.